Hello there. How are you? I hope you're doing good. Today, we're going to do a really fun face of makeup. It's a fall makeup look and it is gorgeous. The colors are just beautiful. The reason I know this is because I did this look like a week ago. I had to do a video for another channel, and it's one of those kind of things where, you know, when company comes over, you clean up the house. And so I was company somewhere else and I put makeup on. I don't wear a lot of makeup these days because I'm living the barefoot lifestyle here in Central Florida, but this look is really pretty. I wanted to share it with you. If you're new here, welcome in. I'm Kimberly. This is Pretty Over 50, where we talk everything beauty, fitness, and lifestyle for the over 50 and over 60 woman. I hope you'll consider subscribing while you're here and make sure you click that notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And if you want all the good stuff, you might want to think about signing up for my Sunday morning email newsletter. The link is in the description box down below. What is a Sunday morning email newsletter? Well, let me tell you, it comes out every Sunday morning. It is one of the most popular things about my channel. What I do is I pull together all the cool things I found throughout the week, whether it's a good sale or a great buy or something new that I think it's worth talking about, a good piece of information, something funny, anything that I would tell you if we were out together having coffee goes in the Sunday morning email newsletter. It is super fun. People love it. I get notes every week telling me how much they look forward to that Sunday morning email newsletter in their inbox. The link is in the description box down below. It's super easy to sign up. It's super free. I think you're gonna love it. As I said, I did my makeup because I did a video on another channel and I felt like I needed to fluff up or, fancy up a little bit. And I want to do that look for you today. It is really so pretty and it's perfect for fall. The good news is that it's all drugstore makeup. I think everything I've got today is drugstore. It's really easy to do, very, very affordable and very fun. First, I thought I would talk to you about how I prepped my face this morning, and this is just a sample of what I do during the week. This morning, I did 2 devices before I did my skincare. So I got up, washed my face, and then I did my Nebulyft first. This is a radio frequency device. It helps to really plump the skin and soften wrinkles. And then I did my Zip. This is a microcurrent device. I love this little thing for some reason. I've used several microcurrent devices. I have a couple that I like. This is one of them. It's really cute. This company makes a few different conducting gels, and I'll tell you, they have what is currently my favorite conducting gel formula on the market. It doesn't dry down. So this morning I used the silver gel. They have 4. They have a regular everyday. It comes in a silver container. Then they have this one, then they have the gold, and then they have the crystal. I just tried the silver this morning. I like it very much. And then once I was done with my devices, I rinsed my face off. I used just a wet washcloth to do that. And for my skincare this morning, and I'll show you everything that I put on, I keep my skincare in these little buckets because it makes it really, really easy. Just go zip down the line and I'm done. So the first thing I used was my Ion Skin Support. I don't have it. It's still in the bathroom. It's a little spray bottle. That's what I use as mitigation against sun damage. I love it. And then I used my Ordinary Lash Serum. This is a very nice lash serum and it's not going to turn your eyelids red, so I really do love that. Then I used the Dermatology Vitamin C plus E plus ferulic acid. This is a beautiful formula. They really do such great products at Dermatology. And then because I have those little kind of sebaceous filaments, or I call them little blackheads on my nose and my chin, I use the Salicylic Acid plus Anhydrous solution from the Ordinary. I don't think I'm saying that right, but I just put a little bit in the palm of my hand and then I just pounce it over my nose and my chin. And then because I'm trying to keep my lemon soft right here, I used my Argireline again. I just put a tiny drop in my hand, dip my fingers into it and go right here and right here. Seems to really soften the wrinkles in those areas. And then of course, one of my absolute favorite products, the niacinamide from the Ordinary. This is a nourisher. This goes all over my face and down my neck. And then because I'm older, I'm 66, I like hydration on my skin. So the next thing I use the Black Snail Restore Serum and I put that underneath my eyes, down my face a little bit. And then for For moisturizer today, I used my Go Pure. This is their anti-wrinkle moisturizer with peptides and glycolic acid and niacinamide. This is beautiful, very affordable, a bit more occlusive than some other moisturizers, but I just wanted a lot of hydration this morning. And then on my neck every morning and every evening goes my Invisicrepe body balm from City Beauty. This helps my neck stay a little less crepey, wrinkly, and I don't know, loose skin. My neck doesn't look great. It looks a lot better than it did. If you want to see what my neck used to look like, go over to my channel, go all the way down to the bottom and look at some of my earlier videos. My neck does not look fabulous. It looks okay for 66, and particularly for someone who never really took care of their skin until like 4 years ago. So this goes on my neck. And that was my morning skincare routine. What I did then is I went outside and watered because I like to let my skincare soak in and absorb into my skin before I do my makeup. So that's how I got started today. So to prep my face, I'm going to go ahead and use a couple of bases, and I realized these are not drugstore. So I apologize for that, but here we are. This is the MAC Paint Pot in the color Painterly. This is what I use for eyeshadow primer. And I'll tell you what, if you're looking for affordable makeup, this pencils out to be so very inexpensive. I've had this container, gosh, since I was in Reno, I'm pretty sure, which has been more than a year. So whatever the price is, and you can see I have more than half left, it really is very affordable. So I think it qualifies for drugstore pricing when you add up a case-by-case basis or use basis. So anyway, this is what I use to set down my eyelids and cover up all the discoloration. And sometimes I use this when I'm not doing my makeup. If I just want to cover up the discolorations and the veining on my eyelids, it really does a nice job. And it's so sheer and close to my skin color that you can't even really tell I have anything on. Next up, I'm going to use the Catrice Under Eye Brightener. This is a great formula. It's an absolute dupe for the one from Beauty Pie, and you can just pick it up at the drugstore. So this is going to go right underneath my eyes, and watch the difference in how my under eye looks from this side to this side. It really does help to cut down on the purple circles, and it's a nice little foundation for your concealer. This look is so pretty, you guys. I just was really crazy about it, and it's just so very affordable. I think you're gonna love it. Next up is my eyebrows, and I always like to do my eyebrows, or at least rough them in before I do my eyeshadow, because it kind of frames my eyes and I know where the shadow needs to go. This is the Revlon Color Stay Pencil. I had another one I wasn't really liking. This is in the color Blonde, and actually it's okay, and I like the color. So where I start is I like to really define that bottom line of my eyebrow, because it really does help create a nice framing around the eyes and cleans everything up. So I start right underneath, and it kind of gives the effect as well of making them look a little thicker and a little more substantial. And then I just go through and start filling in any sparse areas. And I do try to bring that color through the whole brow so that everything looks cohesive. In other words, the brow looks like it's the same tone throughout. So that just kind of defines my brow area. And what I do is towards the end of my makeup, when I'm just getting ready to put on my lipstick, I'll go back and kind of do any detail work on my brows. I do like to pull the tip out a little bit. It just seems to elongate my eyes a bit. So I'll do that towards the end, because if I do it now, it's going to get disturbed when I put on my foundation. For eyeshadow today, I'm going to be using the ColourPop Stone Cold Fox palette. I bought this palette. It's been a few years now. I absolutely love it. It is so good. If you like neutral tones, this is really a great palette for that. Cool neutral tones. Most of the shades in here, or a lot of the shades in here, are matte shades, which is what I use these days. So I really do find it very, very handy. I'm going to take my Angie, this is the 503 brush, and I've just cleaned it off a little bit on a tissue. Now I'm going to dip it into this kind of creamy color right up here. Just get a little bit on the tip of that brush, and I'm going to run that right underneath my eyebrows. This just helps to open up the eye a little bit and give a little bit of a lift right underneath that brow. And to lighten things up, I can bring that into the inside corner of my eye just real gently. That's going to serve as the base for my eyeshadow look. Now I'm going to take that same brush and I'm going to dip it into the color. It says Bold Type. I think that's how it's pronounced. Same brush, the 503, and I'm going to get product all over that big fluffy brush and then tap that off. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to place it right here in the outside corner of my transition area. The reason I want to place it right here first is because wherever you place your brush first is where the most product's going to go, where it's going to be deepest. And I want the deepest part of my eyeshadow look to be there. This is literally going to be a one shadow look other than the brow bone highlighting. And so I want to make sure that the deepest part is right there. And I'm going to move my brush around and get that product right in there. And it's from the transition area down onto the outside of my movable lid. And once I have that placed there, then I'm just going to start lightly working that across and bringing that shadow over to the inner corner of my eye. Now, because my lid is not as firm as it used to be when I was in my 20s, it's a little bit more, I don't know, movable now. I like to make sure that I have a very light hand with my brush so I don't get skipping marks across my lid. So I hold my brush, this is an old painter trick, I hold my brush at the very end so I'm not tightly going like this. I want a loose grip on my brush and I'm just going to bring that across and get that shadow as it kind of lightens up across my lid. And now what's ever left on my brush, I'm going to take that down to my movable lid. And that's going to give me a very cohesive look in that shadow color with the deeper look out here, and it fades into a lighter, sheerer look across my lid. I'm going to take it up and make sure it's blended into that brow bone highlight. And then exactly the same thing on the other side. I'm going to load up my brush, tap it off, place it right here in that outside corner in the transition area, move it around, get that product onto my eyelid. You can see it right there. And then I'm just going to start moving it across very lightly so I don't get that skipping motion. If you do get it, I'm going to show you exactly what to do in just a second. And then blend it back and forth. And then once I have that kind of laid down in the transition area, I'm going to take what's left on the brush and finish up on the movable lid. You can go back in for a second pass if you'd like, if you want it a little bit more defined in that outside edge. And again, you just start moving it over very gently. Now I want to show you how I blend out my shadow if I've gotten some skipping or some uneven edges with it. One of the things that I think is so very important about doing makeup on mature skin, because I already have a little wobblies and bits and wrinkles and that sort of thing going on, I like to make sure that the color I put on my face is completely blended. It looks so natural and just so very soft. So I'll take that same brush and I'll just go back and forth, really, really blending that out. And notice I'm holding it at the very tip, and then I'm going to blend it really well into that brow highlight area. I don't want any hard edges. I don't want any skipping marks. I want everything to look really, really smooth because my skin is not as smooth as it used to be. So I want to make sure that the color applied to it is. So same thing on the other side. I'm just going to blend, blend, blend. And for the eyeshadow look, you can see it was very, very easy, and you can do this same look with any other shadow that you have in your collection. I prefer matte shades because the shinier, more shimmer shades right now at my age seem to make my eyes look a little creepier. I prefer the matte shadows. If you can pull off a shimmer shade, good for you. Now for foundation, we're going to be using the L'Oreal Age Perfect. This is the 4-in-1 tinted balm. This is really a beautiful foundation, and it can be very, very light depending on the application. It looks really dark or a really different color in the container. This color is, I can't read it. I'll have it listed below. I'm sure it's one of the lightest colors in the line because my skin is so very light. I'm going to take my damp sponge and I'm just going to dip my sponge right into that container right there because this is a quick look, and I'm just going to start pouncing that over my skin, and I'm not going to use a whole lot because I want to keep my skin shining through that foundation. So I'm just going to start pouncing that around, and anytime there's an area that, see that age spot spot right there, that discoloration, I'll kind of just tap this over and then start blending around my face. Super pretty look for this foundation, as sheer or as full coverage as you like. You can go back in with a second coat if you find things popping through that you don't want showing. I like it because I can wear it and have it look sheer. There's a little bit of gloss to it. You guys know I like a glossy look or a more moist look on my face. Love that foundation. Very, very affordable from L'Oreal. I'm still loving the Revlon Color Stay Concealer. This has been such a find. It really is a beautiful concealer. And you know what's surprising to me is that this has a little bit of a yellow tint, which I'm really liking. I usually don't look for yellow base colors in my makeup, but this seems to really work for me. So it has that sponge tip on it. It's not my favorite thing, but you know, there we have it. A little bit underneath my eyes, and I'm just going to start blending that in. And watch what I do around my eyes. If I had any shadow that went beyond this line right here, which is going to drag my eye down, I can clean it up right here with my concealer so that I don't have anything bringing my eye down past that point at the end of my eye. Because my skin is looser, when I raise my eyebrows to put on my eyeshadow, when I let them sit naturally, oftentimes that skin can bring that eyeshadow down further than I want. So this is a really nice way to be able to clean up that shadow and kind of cover up your under eye circles all at once. Now I'm going to take my Kosas Cloud Set Powder, not drugstore, but very good. And I'm going to get a little bit on my brush, tap it off, and then just very lightly tap that underneath my eyes and any areas of my face that I don't want to have any shine on. If my foundation is going to break up, it's going to break up on my chin. So I do try to set it down to kind of keep that from happening. Now I'm going to take that same sponge and I'm just going to press that powder in just to make sure that it blends really well with the makeup underneath. For bronzer today, I'm going to be using the Revlon Skin Lights. This is an oldie but goldie. It's been in my collection for a while. It really has a beautiful kind of, a little bit of a shimmery finish. So I'm just going to get a little bit on my contour brush, start right up here at my hairline, and you can see that that is just carving out a plane in my face to make my forehead look a little less five-headish. Because my hair is receding a little bit in that area. And then down into my cheekbone area. Isn't that a pretty color? Again, a very natural look, beautiful fall color. And then I'm going to load up my brush again, tap it off, and underneath my chin, this is just going to help carve out a little bit more of a firmer chin than I have naturally. Maybe you do too. Or maybe it's just me. Bring just a little bit over my nose. I don't generally do that, but I'm doing it today. Isn't that pretty? Beautiful bronzer. Now for bronzer, I'm going to use one of these little duos from e.l.f. You are going to be so surprised and shocked at how beautiful this little, I don't know, $7 palette is. This is a highlight and a blush. It's in the color Spiced Apple. These were such a good little collection from e.l.f. I'm going to take my blush brush and I'm going to dip it into this color right here. Look at it. It looks almost, I don't know, brownish, but when it gets on the skin and this highlight, oh, it's so stunning. So I'm going to go ahead and load my brush up, tap it off, and I'm going to start pouncing that in the upstairs area of my cheek. Look at that color. Oh my gosh. Isn't that so beautiful? It's just, oh, it just screams fall, don't you think? Same thing on the other side. Just love this color. It does not look like it's going to look as good as this in the pan. This little set is so pretty. Isn't that gorgeous? Now watch when the highlight goes on. This highlight looks, I don't know, sort of dark, almost bronzish in the container, but watch when that goes on. Look at that. Isn't that just, it's so pretty. Just gives you that beautiful, warm, glowy skin, fall vibes. A little bit on the end of my nose. I can't help myself. I just love this. I'm probably using too much, but there we have it. Look at that. Isn't that just the most beautiful glow? Love that. So I want to make sure, again, that my makeup is blended in really, really well. I don't want any additional little bobbles on my skin other than my skin itself. So I'm going to take this big fluffy brush from BK Beauty. This is the 103 brush. And I'm just going to lightly go over that area and make sure it was all blended in and there's no edges. And I can take that brush and move it around my face and just start creating a very cohesive color palette around my face. Isn't that complexion just looking really pretty? Time to curl the lashes. I curl my lashes even when I'm not doing my makeup. I just feel like it opens up my eyes. Now I'm going to tight line with the L'Oreal Lay Liner. This has been discontinued, but I hear the one that they put in place of this is at 36 hour. I've heard it's really, really good. I haven't had a chance to pick it up and try it, but if somebody has, put it in the comments down below and let us know. I've heard it's just as good, maybe even a little bit better than this one, and this one is really good. I liked this one so much because it didn't transfer onto my lower lashes. It stayed put. Okay, I want to show you guys one thing right now. See how that concealer has settled into my little wrinkle right there? That's really easy. You just take your finger and tap it out, and the warmth of my finger is really going to help blend that in. And then once I use my setting spray, it will stay that way and won't creep up into those wrinkles during the day. My current mascara favorite is the Big Bad Lash from Revlon. I was so surprised when I tried this. Drugstore price, really, really good. Short little wand right here, very, very furry and bristly. But boy, I'll tell you, the length of this mascara is just stunning. Look at that, just one coat. Amazing. Look at that, one coat. This stuff is amazing. Before I do my lipstick, I'm going to go back in and just do the detail work on my brows now that my complexion is all done. So I'm going to fill in a little bit more to kind of even out the tones so that my brows are, fairly noticeable in my makeup. And look what I'm doing to the tip of my brow. I'm just pulling it out a little bit because it seems to open up and lift my eyes a little bit. So same thing on the other side. I'm going to fill in a little areas, make them a little bit more pronounced than they were. And then right there at that tip, I'm going to pull that out a little bit. That just expands my eye. It gives a little bit more dramatic look to my eye. I've got the NYX Thick It and Stick It. I was supposed to use this. This is a brow kind of coloration gel thing. I was supposed to use this in the last Get Ready With Me I did. I forgot. And then I tried it for a few times after that. It's okay. It's nice. I wouldn't say I'm crazy about it. I do use it because I have it now to tame my brows when I'm not really doing my makeup. It does give a little bit of coloration. It just gets a little bit clumpy sometimes. So I can say I like it. I'm not crazy about it. I definitely wouldn't say you need to run out and get it. But if you own it, you might as well use it. For lips today, I'm using a Revlon lip liner. This is from their Color Stay line in the color Nude. And a Milani lipstick. This is from their Neutral collection. These are so good. I believe the name of this is Treasure. I can't read it. It'll be in the description box down below. So here is the lip liner and the lipstick on the back of my hand. It's sometimes easier just to see the color tones when you put it on your hand. When it goes on your lips, it just sometimes looks a little bit different. When I'm lining my lips, I always try to stay to the outside edge of that. Is it the vermilion line? That's what it's called. So that my lips look a little bit fuller. Because as you grow older, certainly for me, I know this is true, my lips seem to get a little bit thinner. So anytime I'm addressing my lips, I want to give the illusion that they're bigger and fuller. Here we have the lipstick. Here we have the finished look. Let's talk about what I feel are the standouts for this particular fall look. Easy makeup, super easy. I think perfect for the more mature skin like mine. First of all, the ColourPop Stone Cold Fox palette, really, really good palette. This and the Gone Matte, which is all matte shades from ColourPop, they're my favorite palettes from them. And I honestly think I could go the rest of my life and never buy another palette and be completely happy with these two choices. Both really affordable, both really good. The L'Oreal Age Perfect Foundation. Isn't this a pretty finish on the skin? I am a fan of this particular formula because I can go sheer or I can go more full coverage. And I like the flexibility of that. It gives just this nice little glow on the skin. I think it's really pretty. Personally, in my mind, the star of the show is this tiny little super affordable under $10 palette from e.l.f. This is the Spiced Apple, the blush and the highlight. Can you believe how incredibly beautiful that look is on the skin? It is like a perfect fall look. Beautiful color choices, just glowy and nice, and yet, in my opinion, this almost makes the whole look. The Big Bad Lash, this is still my #1 favorite right now. I have a lot of favorite mascaras. I'll make a list or I'll do a video one day soon. This is on the list. Now keep in mind, I have not owned this for but a few weeks. I don't know if it's going to get ooky and gunky and yucky within 5 or 6 weeks. I don't know that. I'll keep you guys posted. But right now, I can say these are some pretty big bad lashes. Well, you guys, this is the look for today. I guess now I'm going to have to go out to lunch because I'm looking all fancy. Don't want to just like hang out and eat a sandwich at home. So maybe that's what I'll be doing next. I hope you found this fun, useful, and helpful. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. You guys know it just tickles me when you take a few minutes out of your day to spend it with me. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you. Again, I'm Kimberly. This is Pretty Over 50, where we talk everything beauty, fitness, and lifestyle for the over 50 and over 60 woman. Make it a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.